the Astros offense has less runs than Framber Valdez had strikeouts since Framber Valdez's last start.
Yeah,
They've scored 11 runs in the 6 games that they have played since Framber's last start against the Diamondbacks, which they won. They scored 1 run last night, the night before that, and the night before that, Framber Valdez had 12 strikeouts. So Framber Valdez throwing the Astros defensive alignment behind him for a double that scored Josh Bell, who is not a fast man and is also a fat man, from first base, led to Framber calling him out, basically saying, generally, you want your right fielder to be in right field. I'm paraphrasing it a little bit there. Joe Espada did some damage control there. I am curious to know if when the Killer Bees kick off today, if Jeremy Brandon is going to say, it's time to trade Framber Valdez. It's time to trade him. Or if there will be others who are calling for that. I saw Brian Lima of Apollo have a fun take. Maybe, just maybe, Framber Valdez is trying to get himself traded by the trade deadline. I doubt the Astros would move from him, but it's got to be maybe a 2-3% chance at this moment in time, just given what he had said last night, throwing the defensive alignment under the bus. The Space City Home Network did not even air the interview that Framber did. They only showed the question he answered about getting strikeouts number 1,000 and 1,001. So very intrigued to see if something could happen. I'm not expecting it to happen, though. Would lead to a very juicy Friday show. We're going to have Jeremy Booth, our Houston Astros front office insider, in studio for Friday's show. Dana Brown is the general manager of the Houston Astros, and he stopped by the Space City Home Network broadcast last night in the very short bottom of the 3rd inning. Astros offense did not do us any favors. It was just 4 minutes, start to finish. We did hear a couple of interesting things. Are you down with Dana Brown? We got to load the new open in. But Todd Callis asked if the Astros need to make a move for some sort of spark, the way that the Astros got one at the waiver trade deadline in 2017 when they got Justin Verlander. Here's Dana Brown.
There's been talk about you as executive of the year, Joe as manager of the year. If this continues, do you feel a little pressure to maybe create a spark for this team during this little stretch at the trade deadline? Because a lot of guys have been playing a lot of games, and some haven't been used to playing that many games, to try and get something going here at the trade deadline?
Yeah, look, I'm an energy guy. I love creating a spark, and that's what we're going to try to do. We're working on a few things that I wish I could talk about on air, but I think we could, give this crowd a nice little spark, and the city of Houston a nice spark, and the organization a nice little spark. But, look, we're locked in. We feel like we're going to get something done, and so it's just a matter of time.
I'm an energy guy. I like creating a spark. Some sparks I can't talk about on the air. I know Dana Brown's talking about the Astros at the trade deadline. That said, he also sounds a little bit like he's talking about party favors. No, I know he doesn't mean that, but someone less familiar with baseball might have heard that quote and hear how he wants to give everyone a spark, but he can't talk about what that spark is. Sounds like party favors.
And fellas, she'll like it too. That's actually, I cut that part from the end.
Dewey, it's Viagra. There's no side effects. It's not bad at all. Oh, I don't know, fellas. I don't know if I want that. Walk Hard, great movie. They're going to have to do something about the bats. As correctly brought up on the text line, we were just talking about the Phantom Menace versus the Astros offense. The texter, the Astros batters hit like Imperial soldiers shoot. How did that empire conquer the galaxy? Just terrible shots.
Vader is the answer.
But he could be everywhere. And I know that they had a lot of soldiers, but I mean, the armor clearly didn't do much either. So they got this white armor that doesn't block any shots. And on top of that, they can't shoot a damn thing.
Yeah. They got close, though. The rebellion was it was touch and go for a while for the rebellion.
It was.
It's a classic it wasn't a hard strength of schedule for the Empire, and they still found a way to lose. They came very close, though.
That's true. Trill O'Reilly brings up on YouTube, Dana Brown was referring to the return of Justin Verlander. Well,
That would be like 2017.
I saw John Morosi reporting that the Astros are engaged in conversations about Nolan Arenado.
Going back to all of our exes.
All the
I
exes.
guess Arenado's not really an ex.
But he
like
almost was.
the one that got away.
He's like someone you matched with on a dating app, but you never met up with.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you're like, hey, we matched again. Hey, let's actually meet this time. Cebu comments. Dana, when he was in the booth, that was exactly when Eugenio Suarez got hit in the hand. I wonder if that's the move he was alluding to, and he got a text about it. Yeah, could you perhaps trade a little less to get Eugenio Suarez?
Damaged goods.
After damaged goods, right. He's like a little bruised apple.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't want a guy, like, no offense to Eugenio Suarez. He's had a great year. We got enough injured guys. We got enough. We got that covered.
I'm with you there. More, are you down with Dana Brown? Here's Todd Callis asking him about the Astros' priorities at the trade deadline.
That's exciting to hear. What would your priorities be? Or do you have priorities at the trade deadline?
Yeah, our priority would be, to get a bat, preferably an infielder, if possible. But we would take an outfielder as long as it's a bat. We think we need to add another bat to this club, and we want to get some type of pitching, whether it's another good piece in the bullpen because our guys have been grinding the first half, or another good starter that go on a rotation, and then one of the starters could go into the bullpen. And then, look, we got guys coming back. We feel like these acquisitions with the guys coming back are going to be great, right? So once we start getting guys back, we'll probably get Pena back first, then we'll get Arrighetti back. At some point, we'll get Jordan back. And then we're going to continue to get those guys back, and it's going to feel like a trade every time somebody comes off the IL.
I knew he was going to do it. Woo! I'm honestly pumped that he did it.
And he built to it, too. You knew where he was going 30 seconds before he actually said it.
Oh, I even took my headphones out and walked away. There's just something so beautiful about this time of year when the Astros are dealing with a bunch of injuries. And Dana Brown talks about those injured players as if they are trade deadline acquisitions. Chef's kiss.
And it's going to feel like a trade every time somebody comes off the IL.
Oh, yeah.
That's perfect.
I
mean, I'm clipping that, by the way. We're going to play that every time someone comes off the IL.
And it's going to feel like a trade every time somebody comes off the IL.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
When Pena comes back, did they win this trade?
They did.
They gave up Zach Short, and they're getting Jeremy Pena.
Unbelievable. That's a trade rape right there. Sent him short to Sugarland for Jeremy Pena from the injured list. It's injured list team. It's a really good one. They don't play games.
Why are they sellers at the deadline?
Unbelievable.
Past the deadline.
There's a bunch of pours, the Astros injured list. Oh, that's Dana Brown. I love it when he does that. I knew he was going to do it, and I'm glad he finally did it.
Yeah, I'm glad he did it on TV, too. So we can use it.
Oh,
hey,
perfect. We can actually play it.
Use it.
We can reuse it over and over again. Oh, that's
I've been
so
mad if he did that on the flagship interview.
I would too.
2 a week that he does on the
son of a
flagship.
bitch. You better do it on the
Reuse,
TV.
baby. Yeah, let me use it.
The Astros offense tried to make him not do it because that inning was like 3 minutes long.
There's the introduction and the little bit of, cross, like,
and they tried to keep him around a little longer.
20 seconds of crosstalk.
Yep.
And then I think only 3 questions were asked for 3 outs. It was a ridiculously fast inning.
They tried to keep him around. He's like, nah, I'm
good.
To do. I'm out.
Later.
I'm out.
Did you hear me? I'm working the phones.
Hey, we got trade acquisitions coming. You might have heard of them before, but get this: Jeremy Pena, Jordan Alvarez, Christian Javier, Luis Garcia. I'm going to get all of them at the trade deadline.
Woo!
Let me do it like I'm Howard Dean. And we're going to get Jeremy Pena at the trade deadline. And we're going to get Jordan Alvarez at the trade deadline. And we're going to get Christian Javier at the trade deadline. And we're going to get Luis Garcia at the trade deadline. And we're going to get everyone you've already heard of at the trade deadline.
And it's going to feel like a trade every time somebody comes off the IL.
It's the best. It's the best.
You know what? I love Dana Brown. Dana Brown, because he's made enough good moves where I'm like,
Yeah.
he's definitely good at his job.
Hey, he's the reason that they're in this spot right now. I saw one of the Astros aggregator accounts say, look, this trade deadline is going to do a lot for Brown's legacy. No, the fact that they're in first place despite everyone's dead is incredible.
The Tucker trade, he's good. He made the Kyle Tucker trade after 100 and what?
Yes.
Like 8 games, 110 games.
Huge success.
I think I've seen enough.
Paredes is great, especially at Dyken Park, and Cam Smith has been way better than we all expected.
And not only has he been better than we expected, to me, he's shown enough to where I'm like, I feel pretty confident that this guy's going to be a ride him and pin a starter for the rest of his rookie deal or his, team option or club control. And then we'll see if we pay him. But I'm all right. I'm good with 6 more years of Cam Smith in my life. Sign me up.